and welcome to another exciting episode of The Good Gather. Today, I have a very special guest. Guys, I always say, show me your friends and I'll show you who you are. It is amazing the network of women I have surrounded myself with who do amazing things, who have had wonderful experiences that we can all learn from and identify with and take a piece of and, use it in our lives moving forward. As I said, I've got a wonderful guest, the author of this amazing book, The Menopausal Globetrotter. She is an all-rounder, guys. And, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
Yes, sis.
how are you?
I'm good. I'm great.
Are
Happy
you?
to be here. Yay.
Busy, unjalo.
Not really. I think it's a perception. But here we are today.
Oh,
So excited.
So please tell us, whom are you?
Homest am I?
Yes, ma'am.
Oli, originally from Maritzburg, KZN, born and bred there. And then I've got one sister. With a 13-year age gap. I always find that so fascinating because for the longest I thought I was an only child and I was the first grandchild. So I grew up lavished with love.
Hey,
you know?
phakathi komhlangano
Beautiful,
nembeleko, girl.
kumnandi. And then one day mangibuya esikoleni is like, how ma, who pregnant? She's like, why was I not consulted? Because I'm was busy. But yeah, I love my sister. We've got a great relationship. And I grew up Ngafunde Natali, obviously Natal Tech for those that are from that era. I know, like Amagama Shinja. And then I did a travel and tourism back then. Fast track, then I got an opportunity to go work at Disney World, which was a great experience for a 19-year-old, a good almost 18 months there, which then opened up my world to Umhlaba. It's actually Maritzburg.
It's not the end all and be all.
So when I came back, because I decided to go to, when I was staying that side, I love, I guess, the US, but nothing beats home for me.
Yes.
So I wanted to be back in South Africa. But mangibuya ngathi Maritzburg, I think ufuna ukuvalelisa. Then I'm Mabombo, Joburg,
Yes,
yabona?
good, yes.
And then I've been based at Joburg for all this time, and I've worked in different jobs. My first job, I always say, it was a small beginning. I worked at a clothing store in Germiston. You know those jobs without titles?
Yes.
Uya cleaner, security,
Uyadayisa.
tuta mabhokisi,
Okay.
yonke. Some days I look at myself, kuthi, uwelo, umhlaba wabuya wazobalana. But I understood.
know what that feels like.
That's it. It's a start. I knew. You know, this is a foundation to somewhere. Angazi ukuthi uNkulunkulu ungisa kuphi la eJoburg. But siya somewhere. And then I've done different jobs. At some point, I worked for the airline. And then currently, I've got a contemporary African print clothing line.
Yes.
Normally, fanele ngabe ngifana nawe.
We understand.
But because of the event I'm going to after this, but shades of pink.
Oh, okay.
So I had to honor them. Then the authorship came along the way and other things.
Okay, asiqale la. Guys, asiqale la ukuthi safika kanjani kule Bible.
Lo mqingo.
Umqingo osusize abantu besifazane. Yay, girl. This book was an eye opener.
I'm glad to
It
hear
was an eye opener because siyagoa as abantu besifazane, and even umgowo wethu sometimes we can't even explain what it is that you're going through because you don't understand what it is that you're going through. And with that said, you don't even know how to ask for help. Are you even allowed to ask for help? What will people be helping you for and about if you yourself
Ungazi.
ungazi ukuthi what's going on? What happened? How did we get here?
Lo mqingo was obviously the biggest motivator was my own journey.
Yes.
Especially the title ukuthi is the perimenopausal globetrotter. So I went into menopause before isikhathi because normally angithi menopause happens from the ages of 45
Yes.
and above, 51 being the most common age. So nami ke ngiphilela impilo yami in my 30s, working for the airline as a Thomas Veza, like a flight attendant. Working for the national carrier, ngihamba umhlaba kumnandi.
You are that girl and living your best life. Lalela.
Oh, perfect.
Hey.
Then I started presenting with certain symptoms. But these symptoms, I keep brushing them off to one thing or another because I'm connected the dots then. for example, insomnia. It's a natural thing for umuntu
Yes,
otravelayo. You would say, oh, okay.
Time
Time zone
zones,
changes.
yeah.
Okay, fine. Sizobona. Digestive issues, mhlawumbe ukudla la ngidle khona kade ngekho clean, because sometimes street food endaweni nje.
Exactly.
And then uma ngiqala ngijuluka also, and I've shared in the book in detail about the personal summers. Even my own mom looked at me once, hayibo, kwenzakalani ngawe? Because I was just, I always say ukuthi ukujuluka from a hot flush nokujuluka kunormal akufani.
Fun. I remember when my mom engitshela ukuthi hayibo sengiphatha ama hot flashes
Yeah.
manje. I did not believe her. And then ngisekhaya the one time and she's like, "Buka, kungathi khona vele kwamthela ngamanzi okuvele kwamfoma amanzi from the inside out."
Yeah.
And she was drenched in sweat. She's like, "Buka, as it's happening and ngiyawubona lo mjuluko it's
Uyeza nje,
ngathi nje
uyaphumela nje.
ungamvoma and just all this water will run out." I was like, wild.
I always say only a woman that has experienced a hot flush
Yes,
would
will
understand it. Because people
understand.
like, ifila kanjani, uyazama ukuyichaza, but angeke up until. So, ezosho umama wakho, imagine ke lento mayikwenzekela in public spaces or emsebenzini. It can
Yes.
affect your self-confidence.
Yes, because usumanzi phela manje
wonke umuntu ubhekile
usujulukile.
ukuthi
It's like,
manje
and
kwenzakalani,
then what's
lona
happening with this
kwenzakalani?
one?
And now futhi meqala aba gradual, uqala kwesinye isikhathi uzwe ngathi uyafudumala. And then as isikhathi progressa, then nawe aba namandla angese then ujuluka kuze kungafihleki ke uma enzeka. But still, ngoba ngazi mabuza ukuthi ugcinene nokukhipha inyongo. Nami
love
ngithi,
that
"Hayi,
one."
shem, ngagcina usangikhiphisa like in teenhood. I know masifike ekhaya ke. We're definitely gonna do that. But our spirit or the gut instinct is always saying,
It's more than
nothing to
inyongo,
do with
this.
inyongo
Eh.
lana. But ke ayisaphuza ke missed aba wakhe, and then wangasebenza obviously. But still izibani zicimile nje akho umuntu ekhaya ukuthi hayibo wayengayisukumeli lento eyenzakalayo. And then obviously iskhathi, so I'm not gonna get into, but then there was emotional symptoms also. Suddenly ngifuna like as ngisho ukuthi impilo ihamba kahle. So akho lutho olungenza ukuthi ngithi kuyashota, but I'm feeling sad. Nento le ehlale engathi ngihamba nayo ihlala ihleli la. Ngifuna ukukhala to let it out. And I remember even ngisesontweni kwesikhathi ngizokhala nje esontweni, because I mean normally I'm the type that gets moved by praise and worship. But at the time I knew ukuthi
It's
got
more
nothing
than
to do with the
that.
praise of and worship.
So awukhe
Ngikhalela
emoyeni.
lento, angikho emoyeni, ngifuna ukukhala ngikhiphe lento lena engayazi ukuthi yini. Like ngihlale nawe kwesinye isikhathi, but I can't wait to get in the car. Khona ngizokhala. Uthi ukhalelani umuntu engakubuza ukuthi ukhalelani ngoba benixoxa kumnandi nodudu. Angazi.
And
but
that's
ngifuna
what I was
ukukhala.
saying. Uguti, how are you going to explain this to someone? Uguti, nothing is wrong. Your life
Kodwa.
seems perfect, but you are not feeling it. And you just want to express this. And if you do tell the next person, "Uzozaibo, why are you being so ungrateful? Why
Oh,
are
yeah.
you being so dramatic? Your life
Abanye
is..."
bathi bathi ukuthi
Yes, exactly.
Iyahlanya ukuthi but
Eh,
yonke into perfect, and ezosho ukuthi uma ungakhona to articulate and explain, then kuzobe ngathi vele lona ziyanitringanyana manje. And then my symptoms obviously menopause, as ilokhu beyenze research now they're over 100, which is why it's important ukuthi siwazi wonke, because normally it's about your hot flushes, because I mean it's the most obvious, you
yes.
understand. But abanye abathola ama hot flush, instead they get the chills. Umuntu athi nje mina ngihlale ngigodola, understand. So then nami ke ngalokho ngigraduate, and then kwase kufika the psychological symptoms. Simple things like kwaqala nge-brain fog. Wona kucima ibani nje. Uthi uyazi ukuthi ufuna ukuthini, but you're looking for the word. And most women, when they experience a brain fog, they think it's maybe dementia, seyafika, or Alzheimer's. Nkosi yami. And I always make an example ukuthi masikhula bowuhlala ubona kwesikhathi wethu uma wakho ugogo athi dudu. Umuzi athi hayi wena dudu. Ngisho lo munye. And then I was like, but then why did you call me?
Exactly.
But ngaleso sikhathi ingqondo is like not locating le gama alifunayo. So sekabiza noma yiphi ingane.
Mina, with my gran, it would be, wayezongena ekitchen. Athi konje ngifunani?
Yeah.
And then she goes back to where she was and continues doing whatever it was that she was doing. And then she remembers ukuthi konje kade funani, and then bese ayaphindela ke kitchen athathe. And naleyo nto futhi is like, where dude? Wena ngane man. Ubani wena?
And uthola
Woza la.
usuqanjwe uye
Yes,
igama ngaleso sikhathi, but uyongasalikhumbuli. Yeah. And I always say, as I say, it's almost like your brain is buffering. That's what I call it, because it's a buffering moment that disconnects, then it comes back again. But it goes to what I was saying, that it can affect your self-confidence, because sometimes you told to same at work, or you're doing a presentation, all eyes are on you, and you've spent time preparing for this presentation. You know it like the back of your hand. But mile ukhuluma, then the buffering moment umayenzeka, then everybody's looking and you're like, "Kwenzakalani manje lo?
akayazi lo muntu
Akapreparanga,
itakhuluma."
then now uma ungazi again, you can start becoming like a wallflower, because like you feel like I'm being judged now. My reputation is at stake. Ngisho sekumele maybe or apply whether for promotional opportunities. So yes, doubt to go to where the more I'm entrusted with so much, ngizokhona na to deliver. And also behind the scenes, if the organization also, is one of those that are not clued up, then they can actually use that against you. Mabefuna sometimes someone to go represent the organization. That's way ngesakhona ukuhambisa lona. And then it's a Ferris wheel. But ufwazi, then you can find ways to navigate this, be able to go speak to them to say, "Guti, this is what I'm dealing with. It does not affect my capabilities." Because the more into ifihliwe, the secrecy, that's when it festers, you understand? And that's when also it's got ripple effects, because just in the example, brain fog mayenzeka, then your self-confidence is affected. Then you're stressed, and then it induces a hot flash. Now you understand what it's something else. So then you become anxious. And then, but if you are in a conducive place which is supportive, for example, if you then it's easy to crack a joke and be like, "Oh, guys, I'm having a brain fog moment." You understand? Everybody laughs it off and we move on. Hot flash or fabulous most.
Yes,
It's like,
I
guys,
understand.
personal summer moments. And then
I love the personal summer moment.
yeah. So the symptoms then they eventually, like the psychological ones, eventually made me sit up. Depression is the one way I think I struggled with for a while. Still though, my instincts were like, this is not clinical depression. So I did not go to seek help because I was like, I don't need to get my antidepressants. I can tell this has got nothing to do with that. But I was just depressed, feeling low at some point, even wondering about the quality of life, the value of life, why we're here. And I'll entertain like just killing myself, because as I was telling you, I've been coexisting with all of these symptoms, like ngifuna ukukhala, angikho happy, but angazi usikwenzakalani. So now I'm wanting the peace. Engiyitshela ukuthi izofika if sengifile, because I always go like, when you look at people on their coffins, in their coffins, they look so peaceful. So I started like just wanting that peace. I'll be driving, think like, if I let go of the steering wheel, crash, it will be over, then I'll get this peace. And I try to think of my mom, because normally that's what gets said also, Guti, when you're thinking of taking your life, you should think about the loved ones that you're leaving behind. And then I'm like, but uzoba right. Life moves on. My sister ukhona futhi, so bazoba right. It continued like that for a while, up until I always say, if you're not meant to leave yet, you haven't fully served your purpose, then I got that epiphany to say, good, no, but really for the past years, you've been existing with all of these things. And then I like this cloud, and just suddenly I was like, what? All of these things, I jotted all these symptoms down now. Google. And then I got to possibly it could be premature menopause.
Sure.
But because I was in my 30s, if menopause happens before the age of 45, you can't just self-diagnose and confirm, okay, this is where I am. Then you need to go do the right test to rule out all other possibilities of other diseases or conditions.
But are the tests, though, detailed enough? Because how do they test? Is it a blood test where they then check your hormone balance, are those tests conducive enough? Because I remember watching, I think, I'm not sure if it was your TED talk or it was a conversation you were having with someone where you had, and it was a gynecologist, where you had said, Uguti, well, they had said that when they are at med school, it's only just one chapter in a textbook, in menopause.
Yep.
So when you went and got tested, because with older women, it's easy to diagnose. You're just like, okay, cool, there it is. But was it a detailed enough test to tell you ukuthi this is what it is? Because the female body is the most understudied.
Yes, so true.
It's so understudied, the female body. And funny enough, if you look at the history of gynecology, horrible things were done to
Dr.
us.
Sims.
You understand? But that's a story for another day.
Yeah.
But horrible experiments were done, painful experiments were done to women, bebuka, bebegile, because, and they used to use black women, funny enough, because
Wanted to
apparently
add, yeah.
our pain tolerance is
Deemed
higher.
to be high.
Yes, and also, even now, it still continues. Uguti, black females are not taken care of as much as white females because we've got a higher tolerance. We are strong. And those, and if it's not even uguti, I'm inciting any racial divide, but it's facts. It's how we've been treated.
It's the truth.
It's how we've been treated. You know, so for me, when you went to your doctor, that relationship you had to develop with, and Futhi was a man. How was that? Because did he take you seriously? You know?
You've said so many interesting things that I was like, oh my God, I wish we were sitting somewhere else. I think we could have spoken for the whole day. Because firstly, I always say this black strong woman syndrome needs to fall.
Miss me.
Because like,
you
no.
can miss me with that. Mina ngiyigabade, guys. Ngiyiqanda. And if it's ngihlezi ngiposta kuma socials ami ukuthi ngiyiqanda le Grootman.
Yes,
Mina
ma'am.
so nje uya understand baby girl. So please do not come at me with the strong black woman.
And as you also say, I mean, research has proven that black women are the least heard. Hence, even one of the reasons for writing the book was for black women to have the confidence to be able to sit across with their doctors for a consultation, speak up for themselves, advocate for themselves, because most of the time research says black women cannot. If need be, bring someone else with you for that support that can ask the right questions for you. I mean, there's another lady from the US also who went into premature menopause. And I think almost 9 times the doctor kept sending her away because, I mean, at that age. And as you say, also we're not the most head. And also it's so under-researched. So it is important that you go to the right specialist or the one that is qualified. Then you can ask, then how do you know? Obviously, you read books like mine because you need to know as much information as possible so that you ask the right questions. And yes, Google is good, but also it's not that good because sometimes then it can make people to be overly confident because it's in an ignorant way because Google said, then you might then have that disconnect during your consultation. So it's a balance, knowing how to ask the right questions, but to hear. And also when you're having the conversations, check, am I being heard? Is this individualized? No. Or because sometimes patients will tell you, because I feel like I'm just a patient. I'm not seen as an individual.
Yes.
Doctors don't have enough time to really understand certain things. For example, if I come as a 30-year-old saying that, doctor, I'm feeling depressed, most of the time, a doctor that is not clued up is going to be quick to say, oh, you're depressed? Let us prescribe you antidepressants. Not ask other questions. What other changes have you been experiencing in your life? Understand so much so that they can be like, you know what? I can think that it might be depression, but let us also do certain tests to null out other possibilities. For example, I've got a high school friend that presented mostly with the psychological symptoms. When she went, because then she was still deemed to be too young.
Yes.
The tests and some of the things that you were mentioning, what do you look for, whether it's the FSH levels, the LH, the doctor did not focus on those results. He looked at everything else. So for almost 4 years, she was on antidepressants, treating depression and all the mood disorders because she was also on the loop. And when you're on the loop and your periods are not a thing.
Yes,
So
and your hormones are also out of whack because
so
now
can't
you are
see some of the
on
things.
synthetic hormones.
Yeah. So because normally you might in menopause, the perimenopause, your periods become irregular, right? So if you're on the loop, then it's not a telltale
Right,
sign.
because I mean,
Aware of it. So
So
because that was missed, then the doctor is thinking, oh, you're still young. Ubheka zonke lezi zinto. only when she was reading the book and having the conversations, and she was like, what if? Actually, and then she went back and she asked, can we look at my history now of my results over the years? And that's when in 2019 they noticed that she was actually already transitioning. The changes were happening, but because she was not deemed to be at the right age. Hence we need to know. We hardly look at the test results. We always trust the doctors.
Yes,
We're
you
like,
hear what the doctor says.
Guti. Now we're getting so we do not know. So we need to get ourselves in the habit to say, doctor, let's take a moment. Please show me what is it that we are looking at so that now and then you are part of your well-being. And also, if you feel like you're not being heard, there is nothing wrong. We're not tied to our doctors.
Amen.
Go seek for a second opinion because our gut instinct always speaks to us. If your gut instinct is saying, I don't feel like I'm being heard, I feel like I'm being dismissed, or my experience is being invalidated, then go look for help somewhere else. And we also think that our doctors, sometimes they know everything.
Of course.
Which is
Angithi bona bafundile
impossible,
phela
though.
wena ufundelanga ubudokotela bona bafundile. And we are brought up with that mentality
one
ukuthi
stop everything.
umuntu once wafundela something waba neziqu kulento ayifundelayo, then useyazi konke-ke manje. And who are you? You know, ukumphikisa, as much as this is your body, but you also feel like you don't qualify to question umuntu owaziyo, you know, in terms of this thing. And you go in there with blind faith, trusting ukuthi they'll do best. Kanti yena mhlampe kuyena nje, you're just another tick box exercise, you're just another number. Ni conveyor belt nje. He just does what he does.
Next.
Exactly. You know?
That's what that's another reason. I've got 19 reasons why I wrote that book. And one of them is to say that I want to be the bridge between the medical practitioners and the general women. Because sometimes your gynae is male. Sometimes your gynae is female, but she is nowhere yet near this phase of life. She's got the book smarts, but not the lived experience. And sometimes you need that relatability. You need people that get it so that you can see, because you know what I'm going through is not imagined. I'm not going crazy. I'm not insane. You want somebody that looks at you and like, I get it. You know, whether about night sweats, he's like, yo, you know, uzothulele kamnandi uphaphame sewufudumele kuyashisa, then ukhahlela ama-blanket, then sewuyagodola futhi uyaphinde buyise, then uthi 1 foot out, and he's like, okay, fine, that's perfect, you know, and then it's like, endlini bahlali bembuza ukuthi why
Ulala kanje, uyakhahlela,
you know. So when people get it, then it's like, okay, fine, I'm not losing my mind. And also, even in the book, I share again, since menopause is understudied, there used to be like 12 symptoms that used to get mentioned. Then as more interest was being done in this topic, then it went to 34. But now we are sitting at over 100 because now women, bayakhuluma, like simple things like worsening allergies, hair thinning, hair falling off.
Yes,
you understand?
Because
I mean, during this phase of life, because I think it's cool, but people vele. It's a hormonal thing. Estrogen, the period that is leading to menopause being when you stop your periods, you're no longer going to fall pregnant naturally as umuntu wesifazane. The estrogen is going haywire, hence then we present with various symptoms esingaba understanding kwesinye isikhathi. And estrogen, for simple, I think, explanation, is like a female hormone. Isebenza in every organ of our bodies. Hence, some women, they will even have like weak and brittle nails. Others will have changes in body odors, increased UTI, joint pain, ringing in the ears, kuningi.
Yabona le ringing in the ears, ngifuna ukuzongixoxela. Because you've got a story. Mayelana nale ringing in the ears.
Dude, guess this mina now. Guess this and people are like, I will. We need
to speak about that because one symptoms, I could put it down to anything. Like weakening of the nails. No, got ama manicures.
Yes. Bang
down. That's why my nails are weak. Or I don't take enough calcium, so I'll just take calcium supplements.
The hair ujabu qinisile
yes,
kade braid.
kade braid.
That's why my hair is doing the things
Yes,
that it's
exactly.
doing.
So nje, that's why so do you understand? It's like I get why it's so understudied because the symptom you can put it down to anything.
And also you mentioned Guti, how precise are the tests?
Yes.
Because I mean my hormones like so you understand as abantu besifazane, because as it is on a normal, not even talking when you're transitioning into menopause. I mean, in a month.
Your 28-day cycle, right?
So we people with this.
Kuningi, and you try to pin it down. It's okay. Masang fila kanje, this is where I am in my cycle. And at least for your cycle, you have an app where you understand the way you're like, all right, okay, this is where I am. No wonder I'm feeling like this. And then, you know, sometimes uzubaba sekhaya ethi vele sixabana njalo
mana check calendar meka kubona uthi
yes, and it's like you know,
leso sikhathi.
sengiyazi ukuthi leso sikhathi leso, so I'll leave you alone but I won't leave you alone. Okay.
So yeah, that is why it's important. They will do normally it's not just a once-off test, and also the test, it looks at other things also, as you say, because it can be presenting something else, whether it's your thyroid issues, you know, as I say, to look at questions because even episode what if it's TB, understand? So you definitely need to go do the test. And as a relationship, ibalulekile. You said that my gynae was a man also. So how did that fare? I was blessed because I've had so many stories. I was blessed. That's why even the book is dedicated to my gynae, Dr. Tlakula. Unfortunately, he passed on before I published it.
And the fact that he was a black gynae.
He was a black gynae. Older, just patient. So, like, he operated old school. He was not like he times himself. He will educate you. He will school you. He will ask, do you have any other questions? And genuinely interested in your overall also wellness, your life and all of that. That's why I always would worry, is like, oh my God, I wish I could clone him because at some point he's going to have to retire. And unfortunately, as I said, that he did not even have to retire. So I am on a mission. I even did a post the other day to get women to give me names of credible gynaes, because we need to have a database of gynaes that we know that, you know what, when it comes to this, we know there's good gynaes when it comes to pregnancy. Listen, my gynae walks the journey with you and uzoba. But the same gynae, like someone was saying to me on Facebook, you know what, now that I'm perimenopausal, my gynae nyambona nje ukuthi akakho interested, akangilaleli. But when it comes to my pregnancies, he is the best. So it is important that we are able to have a database of whether, because it saves time also. Because sometimes this other lady, I've got so many stories, was saying that she wasted so many years, going for consultations. Unlike me, because I was just brushing it off. But she would go for consultations. But the doctor never connected the dots. So it will come up with various misdiagnoses.
Yes. It could present itself as into ening.
And also because, as we're talking, it's a hormonal thing. Like one was saying, I'll get heart palpitations, thinking, oh my God, I'm getting a heart attack. Rush to the doctor, go do tests, come back clear. It's not a hormonal thing. And then because the doctor also was not versed in this phase of life, Atiguye, maybe it's imaginary, you understand? Now say it doesn't to maybe I fine, you understand? And then at the time, mabele abhlungu again, it's like, oh my God, breast cancer, again, yeah, got doctor, test done, yonke into right. Then like, maybe ufuna company, on a support structure, you know, there's people also, there's even a condition for people that are always thinking that they're sick with one thing or another.
Yes,
And
hypochondria.
Yes. In hindsight, Oli, if I had known, I could have saved so much time and also the doubt of my sanity, because then I could have insisted, because you know what, because we know hormones are, let us do this panel of tests, Sazi, and then we move on with it. So yeah, balekile to have databases, and I mean, corner like the South African Menopause Society and all of that, who have been trying to contact for the longest, because I'm saying, Guti, we need to have also the relationships, be able to sit with doctors like the specialists like this to say, good, let us educate, let us simplify this thing, because the medical jargons can be a lot. Whenever we speak menopause, I mean, we've mentioned already perimenopause. Someone can be like, oh, which is in the simplest terms is the period that is leading to menopause. It can take a few years. It can take 10 years, 7 years. Every woman's experience is different. And science has proven that, as you were talking with, ethnic groups fare differently.
Yes.
Black women, they enter this phase earlier. Their symptoms are more severe. They're still finding the research, but what really makes it so severe versus to other races, and also it's longer. That is why we need to band our voices together, create our own spaces to talk about it, because we can't say we're waiting for other races because they experience
So
it
differently.
So we can't delegate this phase of life for them to lead for us. For example, you will sometimes listen to some of this podcasts and they keep talking about osteoporosis and all of that. It's a thing. But when you look at us, our genetic makeup, as fine, ubeka ugogo umuntu omnyama sometimes in his 70s, ubeke the counterpart, ugobile already, because bona bone issues are more of a thing versus us. Tina, normally our bone structures is more stronger. And then we cannot say, good, we have a one conversation that feeds everybody. We need to look at our own things. Black women, we struggle more with vasomotor, which is like your hot flashes, your night sweats symptoms versus the other ones. Then let us have those conversations for us. And what else did I want to add? We spoke about menopause. Scientifically, they will say that menopause is supposed to be 12 months without a period straight, not 10 months or 11 months, because sometimes a woman will be like, oh, I haven't had periods in 8 months. Then it means I've reached menopause. It's like, no, it needs to be a full 12 months. Then you can assume that you've reached menopause. That's when also the surprise pregnancies
I
will
was about to
happen.
say, Uguta had a family member who was 45 years old. And Naya thought she's, next thing, she was going to go do the test for menopause. And she was content. She was like, you know what, my children are older. And Jengi right, if you figile, then it's fine, Kwa.
Then, yeah.
Number 4.
It makes sense.
She was like,
all this.
do you understand? All these symptoms,
gaps.
because that's the other thing. Uguti, the symptoms could present as something else, because she thought she was menopausal. And the doctor was like, what? You're just pregnant.
She's pregnant. So I was surprised.
And Naya, she was just like,
baningi abanye baze bakhale kwesikhathi. Because some women in their 50s, because as we say, the normal ages is from 45 to 55, and 51 being the most common age. But then we said, every woman is different. For example, the other time I was at this other nice gathering, and as we're chatting, the subject, is always comes up. And this lady, she was in her 60s, still getting her periods. And then in Gondayam, I was like, okay, fine. Let me ask her, when did you start your periods? She started her periods at 27. So yonkinto yake
is delayed.
Is delayed. So we cannot yet again say, Gucci, these, like science says, 51 is the most common age. Then after 55, then you should be there. Because you look at her, clearly at 13, when most girls were starting, she was nowhere near it. Then the more we know, then we are able then to respect each other's experience for what it is. And then you can do a random sometimes research for yourself. It's like, Bokas Banbani, umagcino wakhona wafika oldest esekuma-20s, probably maybe mama was perimenopausal age ukuthi hayi no sengirichi menopause, because the lack of information wa relax on contraceptives. And then
there's so many stories out there where this woman she said she had her first child at 50. And she was like, God, what is this? What are you doing? I was usungenza usara ke manje wama 2000s.
Well, yeah.
Yes, wama 2000s, because I'm 50 now. My husband and I were very much content ukuthi I'm never having children. We understand only boom at 50 firstborn I'm almost 60. Ngihamba ama PTA izinto zase primary school at this age. And uthi initially it would hit her. Ukuthi people would assume I'm this child's grandmother.
Yeah.
But yet he is my miracle baby. Oh yeah, understand that yet I am this child's, I'm not this child's grandmother. And other women, they find out ukuthi they are pregnant, and because of the fluctuation in hormones, umuntu has a miscarriage. And that is also so heartbreaking. Yes, you were shocked to you're pregnant at 50, but then you get used to the idea.
Make peace.
Yeah, understand, you make peace with the idea. And then once you've accepted it, then it's all gone. How does your partner support you through all of this? Because you're not in this journey alone, right? You didn't make this baby by yourself. There has to be a man involved, a unicorn or a seahorse. But all I'm saying, Uguti, how then does your partner feature in this? Because this now affects you emotionally, these surprise pregnancies and things. You speak about vaginal dryness in the book. You stop feeling sexy because with us women, you want to feel sexy before you can give someone sex, right? So all of these things are affecting you and they are affecting your marriage. And I think I've once told you, Uguti, such things then make me understand why older women back in the day were okay with their husbands getting a second wife, or them going out and finding a second wife for their husbands, or them having a silent agreement, with the husband. Uguti uzophuma uhambe uyolanda into ka-1 la uyilanda khona kodwa uzobuya uqhubeke ube ubaba la ekhaya. That makes me understand where that mentality came from, because we don't have language for this, right? We don't have language for this. In any black language you can think of in South Africa, there is no language for this. How then does your partner, and how do you communicate this? Because for me, it's like I can't even, express this or contextualize this to myself. How do I move on to the next person?
I always say, and even sign the book to say that informed equals empowered. We need knowledge. And in our languages, in ways that we are able to grasp it and then accept, process that this is a phase of life that every woman is going to go through at some point. It might happen earlier to some for various reasons, known and unknown, but oxalayo in menopause is a phase of life. We need to remove the shame that is tied to menopause, because there's so much shame. That is why also information is difficult to get there, because the moment it's mentioned, people want to change the subject.
Because it's quite uncomfortable, right?
Yes, and our value is tied to so much. So women think like, oh, masengifika kule phase of life, then my value is depleted, it's diminished, especially when ungakashadi futhi, then who is still gonna look at me? Who's gonna want to be associated with a menopausal woman? But as an off-ramp, men also bayakhula nabo. But society has got this grace towards men, because now, as we were saying, ukuthi menopause, nabo testosterone, depleter, decliner, as a cooler, is an ninkinga zayo. Abanye, whether it's the weight gain, testosterone,
decreasing the quality of the semen.
Yes, erectile dysfunction, the quality of sperm has some couples, when they struggle with conceiving, as a last resort, then check other things so that then you find out who's going to be ubaba. But the focus is always on the women. Society also does not help. My advert is always youthful, there's anti-aging. And that's why some of these organizations now, they understand what even terminology, it plays a huge role. So they're like pro-aging, because then it's positive. We're supporting it. We are for it. But unless we change all of these things, then we are going to struggle, Vele, to accept it, embrace it, boldly proclaim it. And then if you bold and accepting, then it's easy to own it and be able to open conversations to say that dude, gila. Let us talk about it. So that ngisho ngakuthiwa maybe ubekana idea, but then he might just come with general knowledge. But then he needs to understand it for you. Ukuthi what is your experience so that he can be able to support you for you. Then if when you haven't spent time with yourself, knowing also what kind of support do I need from my partner, then, I mean, he's not going to thumb suck it or read your mind. For example, there are women that struggle with this run over kind of fatigue. They're continuously tired. And they have to wake up, show up for life, whether it's preparing the kids for school before uzoya emsebenzini. Then have to show up for work, be that responsible employee or business leader that you are. Then uma ushayisa ekhaya yonke into ibheke wena, whether it's the cooking, homeworks and everything. Then the partner also has his own quality time and all of those things. Swing off the chandeliers.
Yes.
So that's the last thing that you want. You understand? But then if you know you're struggling with this run over fatigue, then you can be like, oh, muntu wami, lalela, I'm still attracted to you, ngiyakufuna, and all of those things. But I'm struggling. How do we navigate this? If maybe you did not have someone that helps in the house, you can employ the help. Then it relieves so much. Conserve more of that minimum energy that you're existing with. With him also, you're like, can you help with the homework? Can you help with bathing the children? Then you see, when you are supported in the way that speaks to you, then even now, then you are able to say, good, I do have this energy to be able to fulfill your other needs, whether it's even time, because whenever we think intimacy, we're always thinking it's just sex. Sometimes it's just sitting at the end of the evening.
And just cutting and talking
just
about
connect,
how your day was.
But then if you guys are not having these conversations, then uthola ukuthi abantu baya avoidana manje. You understand? Because ubaba ufika ekhaya, fika sometimes yazi ukuthi sebelele, then babheka lena. Or ufunda iphepha. The way that it used to be is like, no, do your bit. Because some women also, if they're fatigued, sex is the last thing on their mind. And also the hormones have kind of plummeted. So, uthole ukuthi they're not thinking about sex. But if kukuthi the things and the situation is fine, when your partner touches you, izinto
Lalela.
Unlike when we're younger, we don't have to be physically stimulated.
Yes.
Like it's easy. But
Kanjalo.
that's why some couples is like, you know what? If we need to schedule it, let it be a thing. Then you psych yourself. Then you know with
even
tonight,
the lead up. Now, husband who say as the lead up to the night.
That morning,
we understand
hyped up. You understand? During the day you send a lot of message. You enticing each other. Then kuyaqala nasengqondweni, you know. I always say the books that you're reading also find erotica if you're struggling with that. Then is unlock certain things. The music and all of those things. But yonke into is navigatable. Communication though plays a huge role. Once you're informed, then you can communicate and remove the shame and use humor also. It's kind of light moments.
Yeah.
Like, because I mean, in night sweating, I figure and knee busy.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh my God, what do we do now? So if
Kungabi awkward moments.
I thought it's gonna be a bit like then abanga beforehand. Then even when we're busy, sometimes I get a night sweat in your hot flasher, then it embarrasses you. Then you're gonna avoid obviously wanting to have
being
sex.
Intimate.
But if you guys have spoken about it, then it's like
then it is what it is. Speaking of, you know, your value as a woman, there's a trend that had been going around TikTok.
Yeah.
Ezingena value.
Yay.
Yeah, I understand. Women, either you are not value because you're not married, are not value because you had children prior to marriage. And mhlawumbe they feel abana value because they're perimenopausal at such a young age. And what I loved about it is women then turned it around. Which you're not going to judge me based on what you know of me. You know? And because you've been through so much. And wayithatha wathi ezingenaveli.
Yayibona the byline turning my premature menopause lemons into lemonade. Like,
you understand? Listen, now when you took it, what's nje ezingenavalue? And
according
you
to
flipped it
who?
around.
Because who decides?
Right?
Who decides?
Angazi. Oh, so for me, it's that when I initially saw it, I was like, excuse me? Is our bodies the only thing we have to offer a husband? Because that trend on TikTok is so focused on your virginity and your purity and you know that's it. But you keep yourself a virgin, right? And ungene emzini womuntu, you're pure. Then this stage hits you. What are you of no value now?
And also, with virginity, some women, you were raped. That's beyond your control.
That's
Now,
what I'm saying.
you went through a traumatic ordeal that had nothing to do with you. Then now you're being told, Guti, on top of that, auna value. And as I'm listening to you also, I'm thinking premature menopause, it comes with infertility.
Yeah.
Effectively, science abantwana naturally. And then, is my value over? Iphelile. Like, no, we should not. That is why, as women, we need to have this confidence that is unshakable. And we can only do this by continuously pouring into ourselves. For example, when this happened, when I found out about it, I had to have conversations with myself. What does this mean for me? Am I now a shrinking violet? Like when I navigate dating, when do I bring this up to say, this is who I am? Did you still want to have children? Because I can no longer have children naturally. Obviously, with a great gynae, we had conversations about other options, whether it's IVF and all of those surrogacy, blah, blah, blah. But you can meet someone that says, those are unnatural ways also. Because that's another thing, like,
Abakhona, yes.
Because they're not conceived. Like, there will always be something that society frowns upon. Like, some days we even talk about, even amongst women, there's the women that says, oh no, if you did not push,
oh yes,
then it's like you're the badge of motherhood. Because
so
you got
your birthing process is not of value.
So now, then if you're not like ungazazi, then zonke lezo zinto will always sway you. So you can never make society happy. You need to find your own value, determine your value, and nobody then can diminish your value without your permission. Hence, as you say, these women are saying, oh, there's no value. This is again. You know, because there is so much that makes us as human beings to be people of value. Our integrity, you understand? How we treat other people. Are you a kind person? Are you an honest person? Are you a decent
people? How your presence in people's lives affects them. Sorry.
I remember I shared a clip from the Menopause Summit last year when it came to this also infertility, legacy, and all of that. People always say that when they have children, it's because like a continuation of isibongo sabo. But what makes you sure? You can give birth to this child ashone along the way, you understand? And then what does it mean? Or angabi nabantwana, and then your lineage iphelile. Or ngibafuni. You can't force them. Then here I am, Uxoli. I've been at this center stage of changing the menopause narrative. I've impacted more people that I would have possibly with that one child or the second two children that I have. When people talk menopause, my name will be mentioned. Exactly, that's a legacy that will continue to outlive me. So if you're going to have abantwana, it's important to understand, Guti, it's not a path or a journey for everybody. And also sometimes, why are you having abantwana? Because it's a broad conversation about, no, who's going to take care of me at old age?
That is so selfish.
What makes you sure that abantwana bakho?
They'll even like you.
Or maybe old age home, or like they won't be the type of children that you are hoping that there will be. So this is a conversation, I think, that is all the more broader. But ultimately, anybody's value is not tied to their reproductive organs, their performance in that sense. Because I've spoken with friends who are like, namantombazane kuphela. kuthiwa uzame for umfana. Unabafana kuphela, awuzame again for. You understand? So it's a continuous moving goalpost that you need to say, good, it ends here. Pilela, for me, now, what makes sense to me.
Tell me, is like perimenopausal hereditary? Are these things hereditary? Uguti, let's say I had a child in my teens and then sometime in my late 20s, early 30s, I get into perimenopause. And obviously I cannot have more children. Are there chances that this child that I have now is going to pass it on, or I have passed it on to my child?
You know what? With that, and it comes up a lot, this question, whenever we're talking in different spaces. Before, they used to say, without a reasonable doubt, look at your family history, how the women in your family fare. But ultimately, there is so many other factors that affects how certain things happen, whether about autoimmune diseases, these lifetime stressors. Now, umhlaba esiphila kuwo right now, whether it's the food, this is like your the toxic products that we use to effects of our jobs on our system, our circadian health, stress, isasemsebenzini. So you can look at your mom. Utoluguti, she went into it later. And then when your path is completely different, because maybe due to this, smoking also, because I remember even when I went there, that's one of the questions that were asked, do you smoke? Because as I say, go to lifestyle factors these days, they play quite a number of role. So you can look at it to kind of gauge, but it's not a clear, definite.
Oh, okay.
I love stories again, and South African stories, because most of the research that normally gets quoted is from the UK, from the US. But it's like the more we talk, then the more we are able to have things that are more applicable to us. There's this wonderful dynamic duo from a Jimini, mother-daughter. The mother had a severe menopause chapter versus the daughter who breezed into it. And she even went as far as getting on MHT, the hormone replacement treatment. But these are, you understand, head to head, you would have thought. And I always will even make an example, because even during the pandemic, people that will take a vaccine, you could not guarantee for a fact, Kuti, when I end your sister or when I end your twin, you're gonna izoniphatha ngendlela engafani. So science is there to give us an idea, but ultimately it is not that full-on concise way to say, look at this exactly for that, then you're gonna know. Just like with my period pains. You can find with you and your siblings unfun, or monye every month, first 2 days out of action because of how she is. Same as pregnancy. Your sister breezes into it when you're sick throughout, to the point you can say, I don't.
But even now, my pregnancies are off.
Yeah. So.
But Chloe, I know we've spoken a lot about the book and your journey. Tell me about the other stuff, Ozenzai, because you said me, and I think but your clothing brand, your
one of the silver linings, or one of the lemonades from this chapter, I get insomnia. So I was like, you know what, I'm not going to be on social media making a register. Guys, who else is up? I started by making accessories here and there, and it graduated to me eventually starting a contemporary African print clothing line indigenously. And I was working as a flight attendant, as I said. So I was traveling to these amazing countries, Ghana, getting this fabric. And then I got a team to do the work. I come up with the designs, do the quality check, then that. Currently on hold, because this space now, the menopause space, has been taking so much of my time, whether it's the speaking engagements, the book discussions, and all of that.
Don't glide over your speaking engagements. Like, there's an entire TED Talk.
Yeah, there's
like,
a TED Talk.
Like, do you understand when I saw an entire TED Talk?
Yeah, a TED. And you know, I always say the silver linings again, to say that whatever setback, don't focus on the negatives. Sometimes it's what is put in your way to take you into the next direction, stepping into your purpose. Because I mean, it has become this thing for me. Short good thing t-shirt about to babes for menopause.
Yes, when I
you
get
know? So yeah, because even with a TED Talk, I mean, normally people apply and it's a long process.
Yes.
I was mentioned and they approached me because I come speak on this subject, you know? So yeah, TED Talk. I work with corporate SA. I get into spaces that I like really never would have thought. But then because it's a purpose, it's a mission to make sure that women don't struggle at work. As we said, women will resign due to menopause struggles. And that is unfair. Women should resign because they want to change their career paths, not because they don't know how to speak up, they don't get the right support in the workplace. So I get into spaces that I never thought I will be. And then I love all things also health. So I've got a movement, Holistically You. Say, listen, we need to thrive through all phases of our lives. We need to relearn certain things. Normally, we were taught to eat for enjoyment. We need to understand, food firstly is for nourishment. We find so many opportunistic diseases because of how we are eating. We are taught that fat is the enemy, but sugar is the worst culprit. And sugar is hidden into so many things that we consume. I am passionate about EDCs, which is like those endocrinal disrupting chemicals. We're seeing abantwana hitting puberty before age because the role of the food, whether it's foods that is pumped with steroids sometimes, like some of these meats, as we spoke about the sugar. And bantwana, they're also not as active because technology, generation, and tina, we used to play, be out in the sun, and we are happier. Children are struggling with so much because life has changed also. I'm passionate about ecotherapy. Nature has provided us with so much for free so that we continue to thrive.
You owe
But
me a
you
hiking
can
date,
have it.
Njal. You
oh,
owe
you
me. You owe me a hiking date.
We're gonna do it, and we'll have a conversation. We'll record. We'll record it somewhere else. So it's important now. People are living lives that devoid of whether it's sunlight, conversations, walking in the ground, like umhlabathi, utshani. You have to go to a retreat to be taught to take care of yourself the way that nature had prepared us to. You have to be booked for 21 days, spend thousands and thousands of rands, while you can be intentional to say that, you know what, exen mangvuga, before ngiqala my day, step outside, get like the morning light because it helps with so much. It
Even that
releases, you
fresh
understand.
breeze is
That fresh, just the
insane.
stillness, ground yourself, like be. Weekends, play with the children, take them to the park or even in your backyard. It brings you closer also in different ways. Going for a walk with your spouse, it inspires for completely different conversations. Ikaya should not be like a magistrate, discuss. Go for a walk to bring up issues. It allows you because you're relaxed, because we're nature beings. So all of that. And I'm a qualified image consultant also. So I'm passionate about that. Spend imali for every wedding when I vula closet, play
Ubone
around
ukuthi wenzenjani.
umenopausal body shape iyashintsha so unalo mkhabi isibhesha nje singasuki. Find ways of still like being confident, bring your confidence on even during this phase of life. So yeah, there's quite a number of things that I do and a lot of charity work.
Ngitheni uma ngithi busy
I think it's a full stop.
Ngitheni charity work. Tell us
I
quickly
love
about
it.
the charity work.
I work with two children's home, and I've been with these homes for 10 years, over 10 years now. Yeah. I believe in relationships because normally when we're thinking of giving back, it's just that random, like we say, drop off and go.
Mandela Day.
Yeah,
Shiya
Mandela
bese
Day,
siyahamba.
or maybe you were rearranging your closet or you're relocating and you're like, okay, I've got things to give, and then that's it. And I came across this homes for a number of reasons. One, it was through a church outreach. When I got there, something in me was like, no, but it shouldn't be a once off. You hear the stories and you enjoy the squishy hugs from these children. And you're like, you know what? It's not about also the things that you're bringing. It's the time, the love that they appreciate sometimes more than anything. And they need to be seen. And some of those children, when you're there, they know. It's almost like, okay, lights, camera, action.
Because
Nobody
really cares
about them.
exactly.
So I decided that I'm just going to stick with these two, walk the journey with them. And I mean, we've got things like your social platforms. So most of these house mothers don't have such, or they don't have the time because they're focusing on the work there. And then me, I'm like, I'll be the bridge between these homes. So whenever there's a need, there's a new baby, whether it's an infant that has been dropped off, I use my platform. Guys, this is the need. And then my people rally together. I approach corporate SA sometimes to say that, budget here, CSI department, let me introduce you to such places. So yeah.
Xoli, where can people find you? Yes, Uti, I'm looking at the time and I'm like, it's Pela, but I still want to talk to you. Where can people reach you?
Facebook, Xoli Madlala. LinkedIn, Xoli Madlala. Instagram, it's Mask Off with Xoli. TikTok, The Perimenopausal Globetrotter. My book is available directly through me, and you'll find the details there. A copy is $450, a worthy investment.
It's definitely a worthy investment, guys. And niyakwazi ukuthenga you take away for $450 per night. And this book is not going to last you for the night. It's going to last you a lifetime. Thank you so much for joining us. And I'm so sad because our time is up. But guys, Xoli's details are on the screen below. You will be able to contact her, and she does respond. And please go out and get the book. It is such a funny read. It is on a serious topic, but it is so funny. It is so funny, and it is so personal. And you get to walk her journey with her, and she will help you through your journey. Thank you so much, Sissy.
Thank you.
Everybody, thank you for staying for the episode, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.